It is Tuesday, July 10th, 2012, around 2:40 p.m. Here's an update of the garden. The garden is now about 10 feet at its tallest. Just recently it lost about a foot of height because of a massive increase in tomato growths. This is the largest black Krim in the whole patch. This one here is going to be harvested today. This split was just from today. And this is what happens when you let it keep growing after it's ready to be harvested. You can tell by how soft it is, this thing is completely ripe. Now there's a lot more black Krims coming in, and there are multiples ready to harvest. Now this is still technically in the heat wave. We've lost a couple of leaves here and there to the heat, but for the most part it's doing very well. In fact, the heat's been for the most part good for them all. All of the little breaks that I repaired with the Nori are doing very well. Now it's been about 2 weeks since I did a foliar feeding with trace mineral. It's still doing really well. I'll be doing a foliar feeding tonight. Now this one here has some really interesting leaves. They're about a foot long at the longest one each, and this is tomato, but it's growing very, very well. Here in the top tier we have carrots, radish, and beets. And here we've got some more planting ready, about a month spaced out. The broccoli has really rebounded from the damage from the caterpillars. The peppers are still doing very well. And that is actually right there, just a branch. That's a branch from a bigger plant that just went straight up. What I was doing is to help support some of the massive weight of the tomatoes is to, string them up to one of these stakes, but they're just pulling forward, so I got to reinforce them. Now, as far as some of the transplants from cuttings, this here was the first cutting about, close to 2 months now ago. This was just a branch that broke off, and it's just thickened up so well. And here's an update of the recent transplant. Now this has been outside for the duration of the heat wave, and as you can see, the branches have all died off. But I've kept this really deep in the ground, have been watering this daily, and as a result, it's growing new leaves, new branches, so I just have to come in and trim back the obviously dead bits, and then let it take off from there. But if you decide to transplant a very large branch and everything starts wilting, don't give up on it. Just water it daily, give it time to produce new roots, and you'll be rewarded with new growth. Now, as far as the current project goes, here's the raw materials we've got set out for building the next garden extension. And I've had to do a lot of hard work digging a 10-foot by 5-foot area. This whole area here has been a real pain to dig in this heat wave with all the dry dirt. But it'll be very rewarding because next year there's going to be probably a few thousand tomatoes to harvest at a given time. Everything is doing well. And it's just amazing to see them growing 10 feet tall. And they're still growing. And start harvesting some beautiful tomatoes. Grape tomato. That's the size of a Roma tomato, but this is a Juliet grape. It's supposed to be half the size, and that tells you right there the value of using trace minerals. Everything doubles in size. I mean, everything. This thing here is just massive. I'm gonna have a tomato and basil sandwich today, and it's gonna be good. I am sitting down with a basket of tomatoes I just harvested. These are black Krim. They may look weird, but this is an heirloom variety and it's actually really, really good stuff. They're naturally salty, and this one is 10 1/8 ounces. The whole basket is more than 5 pounds, by the way. This one is 14 5/8 ounces. That's almost a pound by itself. They have a naturally salty flavor and they're really good. This one looks kind of weird in the bottom, but they're all really good. This one's 13.5 ounces. And this one is 9 1/8 ounces. These are really going to be good. Now they're growing kind of weird, but that's just because of the way they're growing on the vine. If I wanted to, I could probably take the nicest looking ones and save their seeds for more directed growth patterns, but I don't need to. And these are all Juliet grape tomatoes. These Juliets are 2 pounds and 10 ounces, 10 1/4 ounces. So they're almost 3 pounds, just these together. One of these is about 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce. They're ranging from 1/2 ounce to 3/4 ounce each. So that really helps to add up. Now the beautiful thing about these is that these are grown with trace minerals, evaporated seawater, which means that these have a full range of trace minerals that I need in my diet. These are basically the most nutritious tomatoes I could possibly find, simply because they have a full range of nutrients. These are actually naturally salty, and these are really good in sandwiches for people who want to avoid a lot of salt in their diet, just to have a natural salty flavor but no actual salt added. And some of these are a bit yellower than others, but I had to pull them because there's about a couple hundred more that's going to ripen in just a few days. So it just feels good to have an organically grown tomato. So yep, I'm going to go downstairs now with my tomatoes and enjoy a meal.